Hi, my name's Kim. I'm an East Asian medical provider and a Taoist practitioner. So, in January of 2024, there was a research study that came out of the Netherlands that was talking to people who had post exercise fatigue from long haulers or from the jab. And that study really resonated with me. And one of the things they suggested that is if you did slow exercise, that you might be able to repair your muscles correctly, because what they found is these people who had this post-exercise fatigue, and if you have it, you know it because it's pretty oppressive, right? You do a little bit and then you're just down for days. And so if you had that, what was happening, according to the study, was that your body wasn't repairing your muscles correctly. Instead of doing a balance of fast and slow twitch muscles, it was repairing everything to fast twitch muscle, which is an anaerobic muscle, which uses glucose instead of oxygen. And our body uses that for quick spurts of energy, like powerlifting. We use the slow twitch muscles for long strolls through the park or things that go over long periods of time. So our body was repairing muscles incorrectly, and they thought that if you did slow exercise, you might be able to correct these naturally. So that's why I started doing the treadmill therapy. Here's day number 12 and day number 13. This is the first time that I did multiple days in a row since before I blew up again. So I'm back to trying multiple days in a row, and here's how those days worked out. Okay, we are starting off another day. Let's see where I'm starting off here. Pulse ox is 98. Beats per minute is 86. So that's the start. Let's see here. Let's take this back up to the big old 2.0, 2 miles per hour. And let's see here. Today's day number 12. This is my third day in a row. So it's the first time I've done that in a while. And let me think here. Today I woke up, I was kind of sore, I was kind of stiff, so I actually had to stretch out first before I decided to do this. And it's always, well, today it was in the hamstrings and into the hips where I was stiff, so who knows. Hopefully we have a really great day like we did yesterday. But you can see that I'm starting out good finally with my pulse ox. It's not like down at 95. Let's see how it holds out today. Oh, and then let me tell you, there's one other thing that I'm doing. So realistically, I'm not just doing this slow walking. I'm taking a lot of supplements, and then I'm working on my eating. So you know, in my health hub, I'm going over meal plans that I put together to help rebuild the spleen. And then I even have been doing Chinese herbal formulas to help rebuild the spleen and kidneys. So, and those geared particularly to my symptoms. And I just started doing a tonifying formula for the spleen yesterday. I took 1 dose because we can't do much after, you know, whatever all of this stuff has been with the pandemic. What I find is that I can't mega dose like I used to before the pandemic. Just overall, the body just seems to be so much weaker. So I did my little microdose of spleen supplements Chinese formula yesterday, and I did it once, and it is having an impact. I slept really good last night, and some of the symptoms that I was seeing have reduced. So I'm hoping that that keeps on progressing forward. And you know, that might be part of the reason why I'm starting off so positive with my pulse ox at 98. Interesting. Okay, I just had that drop. That was at 5 minutes. I can tell you, I was just thinking of saying, you know, hey, my chest is feeling pretty heavy suddenly. And you know that day, probably like day number 5 or something, I was talking through the symptoms, and because now look at, I'm back up to 98. I was talking through the symptoms of Chinese medicine and how they see phlegm. Now today I can just tell you, my chest was just starting to feel heavy and like I was having a hard time breathing. And then you saw my pulse ox went way low, and now it's back up to 98. So, and I feel like I can breathe again. And that's kind of that whole thought of what phlegm is in Chinese medicine. It's this thick fluids inside the body. It can be anywhere. In this situation, if that nature's research study is correct, it's in the muscle tissues, and it's in the tissues of our lungs and our heart. As we start walking, we start contracting and expanding those muscles. We start pushing that out. And I'm thinking is that phlegm starts pushing through. You know, that's where you start seeing those huge changes in the pulse ox. And then as it pushes through and opens up, then all of a sudden the muscle has space again. And you can see, you know, we got back up to 98 and we're at 7 minutes, and now we're down to 97, 98. So that kind of fits in with that whole concept of how phlegm works in the body. I'm walking, I kind of felt stiff today, so I kind of felt like there was crap throughout my body. Who knows? Now, the one thing that I do know is when I overdid it, you know, I overdid it that one day. You know, I've been paying for that ever since. It's taken me over a week to get this back on track, and it's not even just this slow walking that I'm doing, because, you know, I'm doing supplements, I'm doing eating, I'm doing Chinese herbal formulas. You know, I'm using Western medicine to monitor myself. There's a lot that I'm doing to try and micromanage my health to understand what's really going on. And today, you know, I kind of think we do have to micromanage our health, because I don't think I'm going to call Western medicine before the pandemic old medicine, because before the pandemic, those tests, what we knew, how we treated everything, it worked, right? We could suppress symptoms and it worked. But today, what I'm finding is that our immune systems have changed, and that those tests that used to work in the past, they don't work so well today, because whatever this is has dramatically changed how our immune system works. And that's dramatically changing our health. Okay, I just hit the halfway mark. I'm still keeping it at 2. I thought it was at 2, but it's 2.1. And you can see my pulse ox is still sporting 98. The beats per minute are kind of high, but you know, can't have everything. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I am feeling actually really good about that. Now I just have to make sure I don't go below it. I just had another blip where my beats per minute went down along with my oxygen rate. It went down, and then I'm right back up to 97 over 99. But it was that like 1 or 2 beats instead of like this perpetual drop. So you might have heard the beep on the pulse ox, beep, but it went down. The beats per minute went down to 62, and the pulse ox, I think it went down to about 94. Okay, so we are starting, this is day 13, and this is like the 4th day in a row that I've tried my walking. So let's see where we are. I'm starting at 13 seconds. I'm going to bring that back up to 2. And then you can see my pulse ox is looking good. It's at 98 over 91. So we're starting out in a good position. Feeling good about it today because, you know, it's been working. So I think around day 8 or so, you know, I had another snafu, and I was really concerned that, you know, I just wasn't ever going to be able to start improving. I think I can improve now. I feel really good that I've been able to do multiple days in a row, and I've got one thing that I'm going to do this weekend, which might cause a bit of a problem, is I am going to go back up in the mountains. And I know when I get up there, I'm going to want to hike and I'm going to want to do things. And I guess my biggest concern is I'm going to have to see how much I really can do. I'm pretty sure I'll probably blow it again, and you know, and then I'll have to start all the way back at square number 1, trying to figure out, you know, how do I improve my health to the point where I can start getting out and doing things again. But today I'm feeling pretty good about this walk because this is the 4th day, and after day number 12, I'm feeling really good about the results. Now, I think there's something a little bit wrong with the pulse ox that I'm using. Who knows? I haven't figured out an alternative to that. So, you know, if you guys think of alternatives, put them in the comments below, because, you know, it works better with a hive mind. Let's see how this goes. I can tell you today, overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't have that real constriction. I don't feel like I have that real constriction through here that I usually have. It feels pretty open. I can tell you it's really kind of, if there's anything, it seems to be in my throat and in my occipital region. I probably haven't felt that previously because this is pretty subtle compared to what was going on and what seemed to be my bronchi. And being that the bronchies aren't bothering me that much today, I just am more aware of what's going on in my throat and what's going on in the occipital region, which is really the back of your head right above your neck. So we'll see how that goes, okay? I am at about 10 minutes, so I'm about halfway through this. And look at this, my pulse ox is doing great. My pulse ox is starting to look normal, so who knew? I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling pretty good so far today, and we'll see how all this goes. Now, you know, when it went sideways, I mean, with whatever this is that's happened with the pandemic, with the disease, with the virus, with vaccines, I don't think you can just do one thing and it's going to be easy. So, I've been doing multiple things, and I've been doing supplements. I've been really addressing my eating, and I'm putting a lot of some of the things that I'm doing with my eating on Health Hub so that you can see from Chinese nutritional perspective what works there, or what could work, or what could help you. And then just some lifestyle things that I also had to do with my eating. Boy, I swear, isn't food like the biggest addiction ever? So I've been doing that. I've been doing acupuncture. I've been doing herbal therapy, Chinese herbs. And today, wow, today is like the first day that I'm feeling pretty good again. I'm feeling like I did back in November of 2023 before everything blew up again. So let's see, I was able to get there a lot faster this time. It took me 8 months the first time through to try and recover. And this time it's taken me a little over a month now, and I'm starting to feel really good. We'll see how that plays out when I go up into the mountains, see if I just blow myself up again. But for right now, here, I'm going to stay at this 2 miles per hour with 0 incline and just keep on going at that.